Follow us to stay updated on debates, discussions, facts, and tips about health. Click on the subscribe button and the bell icon for latest updates.
So hello, this is Neelam, and today we have with us the former coach of India's women's hockey team, Sjoerd Marijne, who has been instrumental in guiding the team to a commendable fourth place finish in the Tokyo Olympics of the India's team. Right. Sure, Tokyo Olympics will always be remembered for several reasons, and one of them is going to be the euphoric performance of the women's hockey team. Looking back, did it come as a surprise or was it on the expected lines?
Thank you, first of all, for having me. I think, first of all, at the Olympics, you never know what to expect. Like, we are going there as number 9 of the world. Yeah. So if I would say, no, it was not a surprise, then I would lie. Yeah, of course, this was a surprise. It doesn't mean we didn't train for it. And we had expectations by ourselves, but you never know how it goes. And we knew it was really difficult. But yeah, that the outcome is like this. There was a really overwhelming achievement.
Okay. Sjoerd, what were the fitness issues of the athletes when you took over? And how did you manage to deal with them?
Yeah, the fitness, the level of fitness was really low, really poor. And you saw that we didn't have speed in the team. That was a big issue for me, because then it's really difficult to play a system with give and go hockey. That is, you're passing the ball, you're going over. You need to have speed. They didn't have any knowledge about diet and about nutrition. So Wayne Lombard, our strength and conditioning coach, really helped them with everything. And besides this, there was Shona, and Shona is the dietist. And every time when we on the tour, the girls were making pictures of their food, and on that way, and they were sending it to Shona, and on that way, they were always learning themselves, okay, what is good for me and what is not good, because we can tell them, but the best thing what works is that they're learning themselves and can making their own decisions. And I think that is one of the main things that we have achieved. They're more knowledge about their own body and what it needs to be a really athlete. And I think a big effort for Wayne Lombard in this.
Oh, that's great. Well, we all know that females have a different body system, different health issues, monthly periods, etc. How tricky was it to coach a female team for a male coach, keeping in mind all these issues?
Yes, I must say the biggest part of this was Wayne Lombard. He's doing this, and he's a really trustworthy person. So the girls trust him, and they can come with everything to him. And I think that was really that made it easier for me, because on all these things they always went to him. And if it was something urgency or something important for me to know, then he would address it to me. And I think that worked really well. And the last year and a half, we had Janneke Schopman as analytic coach, and she's a female. And when there were issues like this, the girls went to her, and that really helped. That made a new step and a next step for the team when she came, and also that the girls were able to address these things to her. But it was, of course, not really easy. But the girls also have understood in the years they can trust me, and they can share things. And in the beginning, they felt a little bit, okay, what can I say, what can't say? But the moment they felt like, okay, they can trust me, they can trust Wayne, they shared this information. And that the main thing what we told them is, listen, the more we know, the better we can help you. And if you keep things for yourself, we can't help you. So I think that worked really well.
Oh, that's great. Well, apart from playing in the ground, I'm sure there are several other fights that take place, several battles that take place in the minds of the players. So, how did you manage to deal with the mental health of the players?
Yeah, that is like, if you see on the highest level, it's not only about who's the fittest team, who has the best skills and tactical skills, but it is also performing under pressure and every time making the right decisions. And what always starts, people start talking to themselves. There's an inner voice, and that inner voice says, okay, you can do it or you can't do it. There's nothing in between. And there starts the doubts. So if you can control the inner voice better, then you will see that you also can control your outcome better. And that means your quality goes up. And that is what we have trained 4.5 years. It's not what you do one day. This is what you're doing every day, training that mental side. How do you control your inner voice? And that you stay positive and that you're dealing with setbacks. And the main thing what we have learned, the girls, is be busy what you can control. So all the what if thinking, it doesn't work, it doesn't help, it creates stress. And that is what you want to avoid. As you need to train with hockey, your physical side, you have to train to hit harder, to slap harder, but you also need to train the brain daily.
Was it difficult to keep them motivated all through?
I must say that these girls are very disciplined. They really had a plan in their mind. They had a dream, and of course there were some sessions. But if you train 365 days and you're every day in camp, sometimes the energy is lower. I think that's natural and that's normal. For me, it's to what is allowed and what is not allowed. So I must say these girls are always open for feedback. They always want to improve. And the feedback is not always nice, but that is where you have to learn to deal with. And the most important thing about this is that girls understand that the feedback is to help them and not to make them smaller.
What were the major challenges that you encountered during your stint as their coach? And how did you manage to overcome them? So, what were the major
Yeah.
challenges you faced at that time?
I started with the woman, then the man, and then again the woman. And the major challenge for me is, of course, a different culture. From the Netherlands, so the culture is completely different. And some Indians say themselves, not my words, India is from another planet. And with all things, yeah, you need to learn how the culture works, how it works with women in India, and so I think that was one of my biggest challenges. And the other challenge was, of course, the language. I don't speak Hindi or all the other languages in India, so I never knew what the girls were saying to each other. It can be positive, can be negative. So I always had help from the players. So Rani, for instance, she always translated for me. Monica, and that worked really well. And but still, a coach can coach well the more he knows. So if I don't have information, if I don't hear things, I just know less as a coach. I just have to do it from the information they're giving me, and I don't know what if all the information they are giving me, what is what can I use, what not. And that was a really big challenge, and that was the 4.5 years.
So, how did you manage to overcome these challenges apart from getting the help from the team? What other
Yeah,
measures you took?
I had Priyanka. She was our psychologist, and she helped me with translation. That is first thing. She helped me to understand the better the players. And the other thing, what I did was profiling. So I profiled my players, and someone from the Netherlands came to India, and he helped me. So on that way, I knew better what were their preferences, their preference behavior, what was their really, why were they motivated, where does it come from, how do they, how do they behave when they have stress. So because of this, with this profiling tool, I knew better what I could expect from my players, and on that way, I've learned better from them. Besides, without knowing the language.
Well, while maintaining the fitness of the team, it is equally important for the coach to maintain his own fitness. So, what does he do for that?
Yeah, for me, it's about healthy food, of course, and like what I personally always do is fasting. I don't eat 16 hours of and 8 hours I do eat. Sorry, 16 hours not eat, 8 hours eating. I don't eat carbs, and at least 3 to 4 times in the week. What I did in India was doing the gym and some high intensity trainings. But I felt energetic about after that. So I think that's really important for someone who has to be the manager, that you feel yourself fit, because you can take better decisions. That is one of the things, and you can give more energy to the team. And the other thing is, for me, it's you have to give an example. Yeah, I cannot tell the players, listen, you have to work out, you have to work on your fitness. And if I'm as coach don't share these values, I think then I'm not credible.
So, what are the most unforgettable moments of yours in India?
No, I think the 4.5 years were an amazing ride, and with ups and downs. It was not only ups. We had very difficult moments together. With tournaments, we didn't finish where we want to finish. With the lockdown period, was extremely heavy. Personal, I couldn't see my family for 16 months. But yeah, if you then see what happens after the match against Australia, then you know where he did it for. And if you see the reactions from the Indian people, were my most impressive moments and memorable moments, and that is something I will never forget.
And the most memorable takeaway from this role?
Yeah, that is the match against Australia, that we won that one, and that finally I could tell the girls, listen, we do well, and we also win. Like, you have to see, like the last 3.5 years or 4.5 years, I had to tell the girls many times, we're doing well, we're almost there. We didn't won today, but listen, we keep fighting and never give up. And then you always have disappointments, and this moment was about celebration, and finally we did it, and that's why I will never forget it.
Tell us more about your memories of India and its people, and how is it different from your country?
Now, the first thing what I really like about India is how they are with the family. It's really family focused. The children are taking their parents in their house. We don't do that in Netherlands. That's a big difference. I think the cultural family side is really impressive in India, and how you take care of each other, really warm. And I think when you achieve something, Indians will never forget you. And the way they are, how proud India is of their country. And of course, my country, we are also proud of their country, but the next day we say, come on, act normal and go on. And with India, it's when you are in the hearts of an Indian, you will never go out.
So do you miss the team and India?
Yeah, of course, I miss the girls because the girls, they are in my heart. I had 4.5 years really close connection with them, and it's strange now not to be with them. But missing India is like missing the whole environment, and that's not at the moment because I'm now with my family, and so I do miss the international tours, these kind of things, the big tournaments. But at the moment, I really like to be with the family, and that's what I'm enjoying now.
So what keeps you busy now?
Yeah, at the moment, I'm coaching a club team, the highest division with men. And we have every week on Sunday a match, sometime in the week, during the week also. So I have to analyze a lot. We have training sessions, meetings. And besides this, I'm doing webinars for corporates in India, and they are all interested in, okay, how did we create a high performance culture, but also, okay, how did we deal with the mindset? How did we create a winning mindset? And I like to share that story, and I want to inspire more people what we achieved, and I think I can help people with that. Also in corporate life, because corporate life is the same as sports life, and I think both worlds can learn from each other. And besides that, the book is now finished, so I'm also was working on that, and then let's see what happens from there on.
Any future plans to come back to the field?
Oh, I will definitely come back once to India. I like listen what I said. India is in my heart, and I will always be connected with India. I don't know why, when this will happen, but in the future, definitely there will be a moment I will be back and see the girls and also the guys. I had a good relationship with them also.
Thank you, Sjoerd. Thank you for having such a wonderful discussion with me.